Today we're going to be looking at how to get you a level 7 in just 7 minutes on the line graph question. My best advice for writing the line graph question in the IELTS test is to keep it simple. A lot of students overcomplicate things when writing the 150 words for that IELTS Academic Writing Task. Welcome to the line graph video. You open up the page on your IELTS Academic Writing Task 1 and you see that the text is a line graph. Don't panic, these are one of the better ones to have because there's usually lots of information you can talk about. Here's the question we're going to be looking at today. The line graph below shows the amount of YouTube videos created by 3 different countries between 2016 and 2021. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features, making comparisons where relevant. As always, the first thing you need to do is understand and plan the question, then write the introduction, then an overview, and then 2 body paragraphs. Let's start the clock. Step 1 should always be your planning, to find the key features and to understand what the graph is actually showing. So here we can see that it is a line graph, and if we look down the y-axis we can see that these are YouTube videos in millions. So it starts with 5 at the bottom, 20 million at the top. Along the bottom it shows you the year. This is quite common in line graphs. The years are usually across the bottom on the x-axis and the data, or how much it is on the y-axis. We can also see there are 3 lines. There is the blue line, which is the UK. We can see the green line, which is the USA, and the grey line, which is Australia. We can see already that the key features are that the UK goes up, we can see the USA goes down, and we can say that Australia kind of stays the same. These are the key features you need to write the rest of the essay. So at the start of your exam, make sure you get the key features circled on your paper or a note made in your plan. Onto the introduction. The introduction is always the simplest part, but it's where a lot of students get tripped up. The key, again, to get a level 7 is to keep it simple. All you need to do is paraphrase the given description. So here it says the line graph below shows the amount of YouTube videos created by 3 different countries between 2016 and 2021. Let's do it line by line. The first line, the line graph below shows. If you've seen the other videos, you know a quick hack to this, and it is change it to the line graph illustrates. Illustrates and shows are synonyms. The exam always says shows, so in your mind you should be thinking, right, the first thing I should write is the line graph illustrates. The next sentence, the amount of YouTube videos created. Okay, this is a bit more tricky because it's specialist and every question will be different, but we know we can change the amount to number, and we can change created to made. Okay, so it's just 2 little synonyms that we've used there. So we've changed the amount of YouTube videos created and we've rewritten that as the number of YouTube videos made. Up next, by 3 different countries. We know what the 3 countries are. We know it's the USA, the UK and Australia. So write that in your introduction. By the USA, the UK and Australia. And finally, we can even change the years just by simply writing from the years 2016 to 2021. In the introduction, it doesn't say the years, so we've paraphrased the whole introduction now. And now we can see it reads, the line graph illustrates the number of YouTube videos made by the UK, the USA and Australia from the years 2016 to 2021. Keep it simple. This introduction hack will get you to the level 7. We're also going to keep it simple in the overview. Just have a look at the graph again. You should already have your main features from your planning stage. And what I want you to do in the overview, in every overview you ever write for Academic IELTS Writing Task 1, start with the word overall. This makes sure that you don't get into any of the smaller details and you just talk about overall trends. So overall, we can see that the amount of YouTube videos in the UK has risen during the 5 years. But in the USA, the number of new videos has dropped. And what has Australia done? Australia's video production has stayed around the same. That's it. That's all you need to do. Talk about 2 or 3 main trends, because these main trends you're going to go into more detail about in the body paragraphs. The body paragraphs are split into 2. So in the first body paragraph, I'm going to talk about just one of the main trends, which is that of the UK's amount of videos rising. I always start with an adverb for my first body paragraph, and I like to start with interestingly. So if we're going to talk about the UK, we can see that the amount of videos created in the UK started low in 2016 with only around 3.5 million created. This rose steadily over the next 5 years, peaking at over 12 million videos in 2021. The number of created videos overtook the USA in 2020 and Australia in 2018. As you can see, I've used some synonyms again. Rose steadily just means goes up slowly. If you have a graph that goes up slowly, you can say it rose steadily. You can also say peaking, which means it's at the very top, so like a mountain peak. So you can say peaking at 12 million videos. Also, I talk about how it's overtaken the USA and Australia. So this is where you put your details in. This is where you use your numbers, and this is where you talk about the main trends. In the body paragraph 2, you talk about what you haven't spoke about in your first body paragraph. So we didn't talk about Australia and the US. The best way to start this in a line graph is to talk about on the other hand, especially if the two lines do different things. So we can say, on the other hand, the number of videos created in the USA dropped dramatically from 20 million videos in 2018 to around 8 million videos in 2021. It was a steep decline, losing around 5 million videos created per year. Australia fluctuated a little bit, but remained steady over the years with between 6 to 8 million created videos each year. Very, very simple paragraph that just explains the main features. But again, we're using the language needed. You can say dropped dramatically, or you can say plunged. There's lots of synonyms for this behavior in a graph that basically just means goes down. We also use numbers, and we say it's gone from 20 million to 8 million. We say it loses about 5 million videos created per year. Then at the end we add on Australia, and it stays the same, but it fluctuates. It moves a little bit. This is easily a band 7 paragraph, and after you finish your second body paragraph, you just stop. Do not write a conclusion. You don't need to write an opinion. You have 150 words. So check you have the 150 words. Check that you've varied your language. Check that you've varied your sentence structure. If you want to see a video on sentence structure, click here to have a look at the IELTS sentence structure video. We have about 17 seconds left on the clock, so make sure you like and subscribe if you got any value out of this video, and stick around after the logo for 2 more recommendations for the IELTS Writing Task 1. Thank you for sticking around. If you enjoyed the video and you got value out of it, please try one of these other 2 videos about the Academic Writing Task 1 with different text. You won't regret it.